we welcome you back to Rock Springs for day 3 of the 2023 WHSRA State Finals Rodeo. We had the boys and girls cutting and reining cow horse on days 1 and 2. So technically this is day 4 of our broadcast as we get ready for go round number 2, performance number 1 here at the Sweetwater Events Complex. Tight races coming into this one, which will determine by the end of the day who will be advancing to that short go or the
pull off some great runs and rides and move themselves up to be potential event winners here this weekend.
Absolutely. As we are getting set to round number 2, performance number 1, as we're updating that graphic right now. But after today, go tomorrow, that gets started around 9 o'clock tomorrow morning. So it's going to be a very fun and exciting day. Not a cloud in the sky, so hopefully we avoid the delay that we had last night. But it's going to be a lot of fun. We've got pole bending, goat tying, tie-down roping, breakaway roping, team roping, and barrel racing on tap here in the morning performance. We're going to take you into those state races. When we come back after this, you're tuned in to the 2023 WHSRA State Finals Rodeo live on mylocalradio.com, on demand on the Cowboy Channel Plus app, presented by Addicted Power Sports in Evanston, Wyoming.
Get ready to cause some mayhem this summer with help from your friends at Addicted Power Sports. Whether you're tearing up the road or trail, let the experienced professionals help you out. Addicted Power Sports, 127 Bear River Drive, Evanston.
Are you tired of living with water that's causing rust stains, hard water spots, or other issues in your home? Water's supposed to make life easier and more comfortable, and we can help you experience the water you deserve. As your local authorized Hague dealer, we can tailor a water treatment solution to address your needs. We can make sure your laundry stays.
Scan the QR code now to see how your city water stacks up, or call 307-787-6800 to schedule your free water and air analysis.
The town of Mountain View is located in the historic Bridger Valley and serves as a gateway to the high Uintas. With a panoramic view of the rugged Uinta peaks, you feel like you are in paradise. Our town park and scenic river walk offer a safe place for rest and relaxation. Looking for a great place to live? Our quality of life is great and our people are very friendly. Come join our tranquil way of life. The town of Mountain View, a gateway to the high Uintas.
At WHI, we are with you is more than just 3 simple words. It encompasses the principles we live by to serve our members and local communities. So if you're looking to keep your banking relationships local with a partner who will always be there for you, look to us. We're WHI. We're Wyoming. We're with you. Visit whi.org to learn how you can be a part of something bigger today.
Welcome back to the 2023 WHSRA State Finals Rodeo live on mylocalradio.com, presented by Addicted Power Sports, also on demand on the Cowboy Channel Plus app. And Matt, in order to make all that possible, we got a whole list of people to thank.
You know, first we have to thank our sponsors. Without Addicted Power Sports and every sponsor we have, this wouldn't be happening. On top of that, we'd like to thank Mr. Val Cook for believing in this trip that we took him on. And then Dixie Huxtable and Shelly Thompson from the Wyoming High School Rodeo Association. And, of course, last but certainly not least, Dee DeLeo from the National High School Rodeo Association. Without each and every one of them, we wouldn't be sitting here and be able to bring this to you.
Absolutely. Let's go ahead and go to our ready results board to give you an updated look at the state standings after go round number 1 in the bareback riding is where we'll start. That will continue tonight. Tucker Caricato, the reigning national champion, in the lead with a 149.5. Rody Farrell, though, right on his heels after those two going 1-2 last night. In second, down by about 7.5 points. Ian Smith in third. Chaz Dewey still in fourth. Grady Edwards, though, only a half a point out of that number 4 spot. Still 2 head left to go in the bareback riding. It's going to go all the way down to the wire for the state championship race and going to go all the way down to the wire in that 4-5 race as well.
You know, I think Tucker and Rody are obviously the top 2.
Yep.
But that 4 spot is the one to watch this afternoon.
Absolutely. Moving on to our pole bending state standings. Caitlin Moore still in the lead, but Shada Lesmeister is starting to gain a little bit of ground. She is down by about 28 points, and there's still 45 points left to be awarded here in the pole bending. Caitlin Moore and Hadley Thompson both ran into some problems last night as they both didn't leave all the poles standing up. Both of them will be running this morning in the pole bending, which is our first event of the morning, and we expect that not to be the case this morning with both of those two cowgirls.
If you would have told me both of those would have knocked poles over yesterday, I'd have flat out called you a liar. So expect both of them to have a little redemption today.
Keep an eye on that 4-5 race. Cody's Audrey Krimmer currently sits a 1.5 out of the 4th spot, held by Abigail Olson. Moving on to the goat tying standings. Well, it was a 3-point competition coming in to go round number 1. It's a 1.5 competition after Rayleigh Caldwell takes round number 1. Hadley Thompson takes second, and these two are separating themselves as it is a 24-point lead by Hadley Thompson between her and third place Casey Carr. You look at the 4th and 5th place race, it is a 5-point competition between Caitlin Moore and Rosalind Heron. Don't count out Morgan Watts either. But, man, that Hadley Thompson-Rayleigh Caldwell matchup in the goat tying, that'll be in the second performance tonight. That is going to be some must-see TV.
You know, those two battled each other all day yesterday, and I made the comment last night that less than a second separated them in 3 events, and that's just about the truth.
And you will talk about that more when we get to our breakaway roping standings. Moving on to the tie-down roping standings. Corey Baumhoff with a 5-point lead over Jace Mayfield as Mayfield won the round last night. Keaton Hayden, though, with a big move, it gets to 98 points. Austin Pixley, though, leads number 5, Bodie Coombs, by a single point. It is going to go down to the wire yet again there in the tie-down roping.
You know, we sound like a broken record, but every single event is like this, and you couldn't ask for more at the state finals. In
the breakaway roping, Hadley Thompson with a good lead, but that lead down to less than 30 points. It's less than 30 points with 45 points left in the event. But Kaylee Hutchison with a good move there to 79. Sydney Odakoven with a 76.5 sits in second place, or third place rather. Sydney Jones in 4th. But keep an eye, another single point separating 5, 6, and 4. Keep an eye on that one. Brianna Herring also in the competition. She's only 4 points out of that number 4 spot. Anyone in the top 10 really could be heading to nationals when it's all said and done tomorrow morning.
They could. There's 5 points that separate 8 through 4, and you know that's a single event, and we'll see some movement there today.
In the steer wrestling, Jace Mayfield with a 2.5-point lead over Bodie Coombs, who climbs up from number 3. So the numbers you're seeing on the left is their previous ranking. So it's Bodie Coombs, who won the round last night, climbs up to number 2. And it is a 6.5-point competition back from Carson Ewing at number 3. Those 3 guys are going to go at it tonight to find out who is going to have the lead going into the final day of the season.
Yeah, you know, here again, 2.5 points at the top, 6.5 points from there. We did see a couple of 20-second runs last night, so if that happens again tonight, you can expect lead changes there.
If there was a race that might have gotten a little bit closer to being sewn up last night, it was the saddle bronc riding as Jake Schlattman took second in the round and extends his lead out to 8. Rody Marsh, though, won the round. He is back by 8. We'll see what happens. If Schlattman bucks off tonight, then it gets a little bit interesting, but you got to think if Schlattman covers and is able to get some points, it just might be a wrap on that race.
He could very well tie it up tonight, but from what we saw in the rough stock last night, there's some great animals here, and you never know till the ride's over.
In our heading standings, Talon Larson with the win last night. We do got to make a correction. Talon Larson and Reynolds. So Larson and Reynolds did win with a 3-19. We misheard the PA announcer for Hayden's run yesterday, as we thought it was 3:16, as in 3:16. It was actually 3.60. But Talon Larson, your number 1 header in the state, It makes things really, really interesting all-around competition, and we'll talk more about that in a minute. We don't have those updated on the graphic, but I was able to grab a picture of the latest all-around standings, and we'll talk about that in a minute, as there have been some shake-ups there. But Talon Larson, your number one header, sits on top, 118. Cam Johnson is second with 106. Keaton Hayden has jumped up from fourth to third with a 95.5. Royce Breeden drops down to fourth, and then Hayes Espenscheid makes a move from sixth to fifth. The team roping, though, far from being settled.
You'd think the top two are settled for sure. Espenscheid has a chance, and Sage Romero from right here in Rock Springs has a chance, but unless something goes really wild, I'd expect those top four to stay there.
Well, and if anything, in any of the timed events, if anything can go wild, it can be in that team roping. Cashton Reynolds jumps up from number 2 to number 1 in the state, according to our unofficial state standings. That sits at 118. Kale Espenscheid at 109. Austin Pixley from 4th to 3rd with a 95.5. Kyler Clark in 4th with a 93. Albrecht jumps up from 6th with a 68. So those top four kind of starting to settle in a little bit right there.
Yeah, I think there's a battle within the top four. But like we said, if anything goes wild, you get a steer that just runs or they miss a head catch, anything can happen.
In the barrel racing, Jordan Moorman had a pretty good lead coming in, but that lead down to 5 points to Hadley Thompson, who had a great run last night. Abigail Olson is in third. Shada Lesmeister sits in fourth. Dylan Thar with a good move is able to jump into fifth. Chloe Nichols falls down to sixth. Katie Rice goes from 8th to 7th, so a little bit of movement in the barrel racing. We'll see what happens tonight, though, between that race for the championship.
Really anywhere between 5 and 8 can move up to that 4 spot, so we'll see if they can't keep those times down in the 21-second range tonight.
And in the bull riding, it was won by Cody's Owen Monfelt. He jumps up, and Ashton Slaw, though, the biggest mover, goes from 3 to 2, but Brenton Bartlett picking up some points last night, starting to stretch out that lead. If he covers tonight, which that's a big if because in the bull riding it is the most unpredictable of the rough stock events. If he covers tonight, that could be a wrap on the bull riding race. But keep your eye on Hayden Welsh. He had a great ride going, just got thrown off of his hand, creating some space between himself and where he needed to be, and got thrown out. We know Welsh is capable of winning a go-round or two, and if he can win tonight, this thing tightens back up.
Yeah, and we talked about it a little bit this morning before we came in, but a lot of those bulls were small and fast, and then you got one that's huge, and it just depends on the draw and what you're comfortable with riding.
Those are your event standings. As we're going to go ahead and take a break, when we come back, we will have the update on the all-around competitions. You're tuned in to the 2023 WHSRA State Finals Rodeo live on mylocalradio.com, on demand on the Cowboy Channel Plus app, presented by Addicted Power Sports in Evanston, Wyoming.
What is Uinta BOCES #1? It's your community college to pursue your degree or certificate. It's high school equivalency. It's CPR and other workforce training. It's cooking and computer classes. It's 3D printers, vinyl cutters, and other free tools. We're many different things to many different people, meeting the education needs of the place we call home. So what is Uinta BOCES #1? That's for you to decide. Come see us today and let us help you make your educational dreams come true.
At Cowboy State Realty, we are dedicated to helping you with all your real estate needs. You are moving to a new town for a new job. Your family has outgrown the house that you live in now. You're ready to take a leap and become a homeowner. Sell or buy your home with a realtor you can trust. At Cowboy State Realty, we are working for you. Call us at 307-200-4332 to schedule an appointment today. Cowboy State Realty would like to give a huge congratulations to the graduating class of 2023.
Ready has provided safety and excellence in industrial construction and support services since 1982. Our experts self-perform all phases of construction on new or existing structures, such as site excavation, access road creation, concrete foundations, welding, and the installation and maintenance of piping, tanks, metal buildings, and more. Our turnkey services will have your facility operational quickly and safely. Interested in joining our team? Visit ReadyUSA.com. We are ready.
We are chasing a dream, one that tests our grit, our faith, our courage. This dream calls us. It unites us. Here's to those who lead this life.
And we welcome you back to the 2023 WHSRA State Finals Rodeo Round 2, Performance Number 1. And as promised, right before we get started with the National Anthem, we don't have it on the graphic yet, but there has been some movement in the all-around race. Let's talk about the race that hasn't moved one iota. That is Hadley Thompson, still your leader in the all-around cowgirl competition with a whopping 464.75 points. Caitlin Moore second with a 302.
You would think, the freshman from Yoder has this one pretty well wrapped up.
Yep.
In fact, I think mathematically she's got it. We might as well award it now, but I know she's still going to compete in every event she's in, so it'll be fun to watch.
In that goat tying competition, it's become probably one of the most fascinating races, only a point and a half separating Thompson from Rayleigh Caldwell in the goat tying, and those two young ladies will be performing later on tonight. And in the all-around cowboy race, though, we have a new leader, and it's the person we've anointed as the man from Gillette. Keaton Hayden now leads the all-around race, and by a fair margin, 323.5 over Jace Mayfield at 274.5. But, man, the competition between Mayfield and Larson heating up as Larson sits at 240.5.
And I would never count Jace Mayfield out. Mm-hmm. We'll see what he does today, but I would think that one's going to come down to tomorrow as well.
Absolutely. We're going to go ahead and step aside. When we come back, we'll get you ready for performance number 1 of round number 2. You're tuned in to the 2023 WHSRA State Finals Rodeo, live on mylocalradio.com, on demand on the Cowboy Channel Plus app, presented by Addicted Power Sports in Evanston, Wyoming.
You're turning 65 and retiring and have no clue what to do about Medicare. You own your own business or don't have health insurance. You know you need life insurance and don't know where to start. At My Life Financial, we can help with all these insurance needs. From Medicare supplements to finding the right health insurance plan and even dental and vision. We've got you covered. Call My Life Financial at 435-557-3170. That's My Life Financial at 435-557-3170. We do it different.
Evanston Cowboy Days, the biggest little rodeo in the West, celebrates its 87th year this September 1st through the 4th. Chancey Williams kicks off the festivities on Friday, September 1st, and the next 3 days feature PRCA rodeos, live bands, vendors, and a live fish catch, and so much more. For more information and tickets, visit evanstoncowboydays.com.
Thank you very much. We would ask that you remain standing until the flag is retired. Thank you very much, everyone. We appreciate it. Well, it's rodeo
All
time
right,
this
now
morning
it's time to get started here in Rock Springs as we start with our pole bending.
Thompson, you're going to be first out.
Brought to you by Water of Life in Evanston, Wyoming. It's a family-owned business serving western Wyoming and the surrounding region for more than 25 years. Improving and purifying your air and drinking water is what we do. Give us a call today to find out how we can help you. 307-787-6800. Winner in the pole bending just yesterday. Looking for that right now, actually. Was Tessa Sanderson from Sundance. Hadley Thompson, the all-around cowgirl we've talked about, will lead things off. So Thompson looking to make up after knocking down a barrel last night, and now here we go. Thompson looking to start things off strong, and she's clean throughout the run.
You've had a great way to start it off this morning.
And that's going to give her a massive time. 20.652
Great run this morning.
for Hadley Thompson.
Had a good performance last night. Run a little way
Campbell,
out the rain last night.
you're looking to send it through, and she'll stop the time with a 22.973.
973 this morning. Jordan Mormon, we're looking for you.
So 22.973 for her. That'll now bring up Jordan Mormon from Gillette. Will be the next cowgirl to go.
This morning's performance down to number 13.
Waiting the arrival for Mormon.
We have one volume. Sorry. No, for real.
Currently your top two, Hadley Thompson leads the go-around with a 20.652. Ireland Campbell with a 22.973. What was Ireland Campbell's first time in round one?
We didn't have that yesterday.
So as this is Jordan Mormon. Go through one pattern. Leaves him looking to leave him standing and head home. Mormon rides into the finish. 21.546, so that'll move her into second place. 21.546 moves her into second place. That'll bump Ireland Campbell down to third. But they're all chasing Hadley Thompson with the 20.652. And right now, Thompson is leading the average on two with a 46.778. Let me see if we can find, I got the go-round results sent to me for that. Let me see if we can find Ireland Campbell's first run to figure out where she is at in the average. Again, it's the combined time and score, depending on the event, on three runs or three head rather. in the breakaway roping. She wasn't in the top 10.
National qualifier buckle and state average sponsors.
See if we can find
Pure West Energy LLC.
the
Northland Industrial
time from round 1. But who will be the next ones to go, Matt?
So we've got Caitlin Moore out of Wright, Tally Engel out of Rosette, and Cedar Stewart out of Big Piney. Off to a very fast start this morning with Hadley's 26.52, Ireland's 22.972, and Jordan Mormon's 21.546.
Caitlin Moore is your number 1 cowgirl in the States in this event.
Sons of the American Legion Squadron, number 26.
She did knock over a pole yesterday, otherwise she would have been right at the top with
Yeah.
the rest of them.
Buffalo Realty, Capital City Financial, Cross Creek Farms.
Well, the polls are set. Caitlin Moore, we're looking for you.
We'll bring up Caitlin Moore, the number 1 cowgirl in the state.
Cedar Stewart, you're going in the hole ace in front. You'll be full away at 7. Carly Peterson.
And here goes Caitlin.
And now Moore. She put up a 19-point run her first trip to Rock Springs back in April. Her 19-second run. Can she do it here? That would put her in the lead. Moore, your number 1 pole bender in the state, coming into round number 2. Oh, cuts that one close. She's looking for the lead. Is it enough?
How about a 20.0?
Yes! 20.070 for Moore. 20.070. That is a not just a state championship challenging run. That is a national championship challenging run.
Absolutely.
And Moore puts herself right at the top where I think she knows she belongs in this event. That'll now bring up Tally Engel from Rosette. Engel has been impressive at these state finals.
Oh, she knocked a pole over there. That'll hurt her.
That's a shame. 25.695 for Engel. And that'll put her at the bottom right now into 5th place for Tally Engel. And now brings up Cedar Stewart.
Oh.
And she's going to knock down a
there.
pole as well. Stewart coming to us from Big Piney, and I think she's going to have to take a no time here. Yep. Did she break the pattern? That is.
I think she did on that first one. She knocked down.
But a 20 that
Unfortunately, it's not going to work here for
isn't
Cedar.
going to work. No time for Cedar Stewart. That'll now bring up Aislinn Vroman from Riverton. Our next cowgirl to go. And right now, your top 5, it's 25.695 for Tally Engel of Rosette, 22.973 for Ireland Campbell of Shoshone. Jordan Mormon is 3rd with a 29.546. Hadley Thompson, 20.652. But how about Caitlin Moore coming back with a 20.07? That is the reason why she's the number 1 pole bender in the state. Here is Aislinn Vroman from Riverton. Good looking run here. By the way, Caitlin Moore is still number 1 in the average currently, as unfortunately Vroman will knock over a pole. We'll see what the time is, though. The damage for her.
Well, it's going to be a 26.067.
26.067. That'll put her into 6th currently.
Carly Peterson, you're going to finish out this drag. Tractor driver, you'll be up after this.
So Vroman into 6th place. That'll now set the stage for Carly Peterson out of Buffalo. She'll be next to go. But, man, Matt Petrie, how about that 20.07 to set things up here in the pole bending? We said we expect both Caitlin Moore and Hadley Thompson to recover after an off night last night, and boy, have they ever. They're sitting atop the leaderboard.
Man, have they. And, 7/100ths of a second away from that 19-second run that we were talking about.
Right. It's Carly Peterson from Buffalo. 26.615 was her time last night. Good enough for a top 20 finish. Doesn't get her in the top 10. But right now, Peterson trying to correct that. As right now, we only have 6 recorded times. So she will be in a top 10 position coming in. Where will it be, though? 21.296. That'll be good enough for 4th place for Carly Peterson. So Carly Peterson moves into 4th place. That will bump down Ireland Campbell.
Devin Cole, you're going to lead us off in the goat tying when we get there.
And
left, we'll be headed to the goat tying.
Tally Engel as well will bump down as well. As they're going to drag, and soon the goat tying will be starting.
Got Shada Lesmeyer coming up next. She had a 21.814 yesterday, so expect her to be fast again. After Shada, we've got Adeline Norstegard out of Gillette, Cadence Bartlett out of Cheyenne.
So your top 5 right now, it is Ireland Campbell from Shoshone. Sits in 5th place. Currently on tap for 9 points for her. In 4th place, it's Jordan Mormon with a 21.546. In 3rd place, Carly Peterson in the 21.296. And leading the way are these 2 young ladies, the ones we knew would have a bounce-back night. Hadley Thompson, 20.265, but Caitlin Moore, 20.070.
Caitlin Moore's moving up. She had the poles knocked over yesterday. Otherwise, she would have had another 22nd run yesterday. And I'm just going to go ahead and say it. I will bet we see 19 and something tomorrow.
Yeah, I mean, she's going to let it all hang out in the state championship round. Coming in to the standings, Moore was number 1 with 120. Thompson was number 3 actually. Number 2, Shada Lesmeister.
That's our next cowgirl coming up here.
Yep, will be next. So she's got a chance as Lesmeister last night was 5th in the round. It's a good day when Cody Jinks is playing.
Thank you, Kathy.
But if you haven't figured out, I'm a huge fan. So
from yesterday and today, we might have guessed.
Yeah, right. All right, Shada Lesmeister will be the next one to go. Rosette finished 5th in the round last night, moved up to number 2 in the state standings. And she's doing a great job letting this horse kind of skip through the poles. Now comes around. Another chance for Lesmeister, now rounding the end pole here. She comes towards the finish. Shada Lesmeister chasing that 20.070. We'll see what happens. 21.236. And that will put her at 21.236 into 3rd place. So Lesmeister picking up 12 points. That'll bump Jordan Mormon down to 4th. As our next pole bender is Adeline Norstegard.
She's clean through the first pass. Oh, knocked down that second one.
That's a shame.
And got the last one, too.
Well, unfortunately, we're going to have to add 10.
And unfortunately, they'll add 10 seconds to it. 31.903 for her.
We're going to be looking for you. Jada Graves, you're going to be on deck. Tim Jolovich. You're 3 away. We're going to finish out the pole bending this morning. We'll move right into the goat time.
So that'll now have 3 more left.
I'll tell you what,
Candace Bartlett, Jada Graves, Tiana Jelovic from Gillette will get things ready to go, all chasing that 20.070. Caitlin Moore and Hadley Thompson finished 17th and 18th respectively in the round last night, and yesterday actually. Now they sit 1 and 2 here in the round currently. They'll have to wait to see if that run holds up, but Cadence Bartlett from Cheyenne looking to do something here.
She broke the pattern yesterday, so she's threw it clean today.
And she's going to get a time here. 23.550. That'll put her into 7th position. So Cadence Bartlett into 7th position. So she's on tap for 6 points. That'll bump Tally Engel down to 8th.
Here goes Jada Graves out of Wheatland.
All year long, keeps us all straight and going.
Clean through the first set.
Thompson family is sure an intricate part.
Yeah, looking very strong here.
Keeping it going and keeping it
and sending it home.
Good as it is, we want to thank the whole family. 21-3.
And it's a 21-3-7-6.
Great little run there. Tiana Jelovic, you're going to finish out.
21-3-7-6. That will actually put her in a primary position into 5th. So Jada Graves will move into 5th place. Tiana Jelovic will be the final pole bender right now.
Person to have into that, she's never had a kid.
Good job. Oh, she knocked over a pole, so unfortunately that is going to take her out there.
Appreciate Dixie Huxtable and all she's done for us. Well, we're going to have to add 5 here. It's going to be a
unfortunately, a 26-9-65 for Jelovic as we are done with the pole bending. As we get our standings board ready here. That'll bump Vroman down to 10th, it looks like, as our standings results, not going to do the standings yet, but the results brought to you by Ready. As we get set for the goat tying. Well, we were wondering, was Caitlin Moore going to right the ship? The answer is absolutely. A 20.70. Hadley Thompson currently second with a 20.652. Shada Lesmeister with a 21.236. Currently sits in 3rd.
We'll start with that.
Carly Peterson in 4th. Jada Graves in 5th. Jordan Mormon 6th, Ireland Campbell 7th, Cadence Bartlett 8th, Tally Engel 9th, and Aislinn Vroman right now at the bubble of the top 10. And that is indeed what we have there as well. So that is how that looks. Now it's on to the goat tying. And the goat tying event has been fascinating to watch. Let's look at where we stand in our goat tying state standings. Hadley Thompson leads by 1.5 points over Gillette's Rayleigh Caldwell. Casey Carr in 3rd, Caitlin Moore in 4th. Rosalind Heron sits 5th, Morgan Watts 6th, Weiss 7th, Rice 9th, and Kaylee Hutchinson, wraps up your top 10. Riley Griffiths wraps up your top 10. So our goat tying today brought to you by Evanston Cowboy Days, the biggest little rodeo in the West in Evanston, Wyoming over Labor Day weekend. Catch reigning Rocky Mountain Country Music Association Entertainer of the Year, More cross-owned Chancey Williams on Friday, September 1st in PRCA Rodeos with a host of other fun family events from September 2nd through the 4th only at Evanston Cowboy Days. Visit evanstoncowboydays.com for the schedule and to buy your tickets. It's going to be a fun goat tying event.
First up, we'll have Devlin Cole out of Sheridan, then Carly Peterson out of Buffalo, followed by Aislinn Roman out of Riverton. Yesterday, Devlin had a 9.28, so good to start it fast today.
Good enough for 8th place last night. Cole currently knocking on the door of the top 10.
This is our dummy run, correct? Okay, yes.
So this is the dummy round is what they just said, so this one won't count.
Just to make it fair.
Here we go.
Tonight's performance and the short round.
Might as well go ahead and film that.
Have a tie on it.
So the dummy round giving you an idea of how this event works. Rider dismounts. It's a cowgirl sport. Rider dismounts, runs up, flanks the goat, ties the goat, and the clock stops. In the junior high divisions, they've got boys goat roping as well. They kind of break up the tie-down roping with boys goat roping and boys breakaway roping.
Go now, right? All right, Devlin Cole.
Devlin Cole's going to get us started.
You're going to be up here first.
Cole from Sheridan.
Carly Peterson, you're going to be on deck.
And here she comes.
Aislinn Roman.
And she's going to look to set. Unfortunately, it's a no time.
Are we good, Wade? Oh, no. No time. Okay, take it back.
So no time.
You're not the best judge now.
The PA announcer just gave the judge a hard time. Now that'll bring up Carly Peterson up next. Peterson currently sits 16th, needs to be 15th by the end of the night in order to give herself a chance at the short go. Comes to us from Buffalo.
A little bit of a stumble on the dismount there.
And the clock stops. Now we'll see if the goat remains tied.
Well, we're going to be at 12:06 here. 12:06.
12:06 for Peterson.
Aislinn Roman, you're going to be up next.
So 12:06 for Peterson. Or is it 6:72 set by Rayleigh Caldwell?
Aislinn's got a good run there.
$9.83 here, $9.83.
9:83 for Vroman. So that puts her into the lead. So Vroman.
To get to all these rodeos.
She's quick again today.
Yep.
In the middle of the week. Tell your old mom and dad.
See how long Vroman is able to stay at the top of the standings.
Well, we're going to be 881 here.
881, and just like that, Pendleton takes the lead from Manila, Utah.
Number 5, Caitlin Moore.
Looks fast today. Caitlin Moore out of Wright will be next. She had a 9.03 yesterday.
And Moore with a chance here. 9.03 would put her in the lead. See what she does here.
Well, we're going to be at 8:55 there, 8:55.
8:55, so Moore now your new leader.
Whilst I'm here, you're going to be up here at number 7, Casey Carr. You're going to be on deck, Morgan Watts. You'll finish out this.
So Moore kind of get running around a little bit on him. And it's a good time for Heron.
Well, good run here, 8:48 unofficial.
And here comes Casey.
Casey Carr from Jackson.
Great dismount.
Yep.
That was fast.
That is going to be big. That is going to be big.
Good run, Casey Carr.
Casey Carr.
7:35.
Wow, 7:35, over a second quicker as Casey Carr from Jackson is able to make it happen here.
You're going to finish this out.
As Morgan Watts will finish out the goat tying.
Morgan had a 7-1-2 yesterday, so let's see what she can do here.
Watts with a chance to win the performance, take the lead in the round. Yeah, that's going to be quick.
One.
Salvaged a pretty good run there, Morgan. How about a 7:79?
7:79 for Morgan Watts.
All right, tie-down ropers, we're coming to you. Keaton, Sid, Jackson.
And that will put Morgan Watts into second place. So Casey Carr takes the win today, or takes the lead in the round.
Thank you to our 2022-23
As we go ahead and show you our
student officers and
round
staff.
results
Barry Hayden, Shelly Thompson,
in the goat tying.
Reno, Brandon Bartlett, Whiskers Reynolds, Nick Nichols, Zach Davis.
Casey Carr in the lead with 7:35. Morgan Watts at second, 7:79. Rosalind Herron third with an 8:49. Caitlin Moore fourth. Grady Pendleton fifth. Abigail Olson sixth. Aislinn Vroman seventh. And Carly Peterson in eighth. Your leader of the average currently looks like it's Morgan Watts with a 14:91 on two.
Sydney Jones, Sydney Odakoven,
That puts her in a very good position.
Robbie Alameda,
As we get ready for our tie-down roping, brought to you by Les Schwab Tire Center,
Hayden Welsh,
home of the best value promise and doing the right thing since 1952.
Bailey Lane, Colby Smith, Tucker Carrick,
Tie-down roping, we'll have Keaton Hayden out of Gillette first. He had a 13:03 yesterday.
He's now your leader in the all-around cowboy competition.
Keaton will be followed by Sid Peterson out of Torrington, had a 17:44 yesterday. And then Jackson Phillips out of Moorcroft with a 22:82.
As Hayden has been impressive really from the start of the rodeo on. In the tie-down roping, it's getting to be a tight competition. 5 points separating Corey Baumhoff and Jace Mayfield at the top of the standings. Should be a lot of fun. In another great finish. Keaton Payton will be first to go.
Jackson Hayes, Bodie Trigg, Adam and Glade will be your top 8. Going to go down to 16. Going to end with Cash Reynolds. I think Rick Arbany.
Payton with a good catch here.
Kind of a gal. They've been outstanding this
Great
week.
flank. Now wraps it up
Glad to have that.
and stops the time.
Rodeo. Not all the rough stop.
Check it out on the Evanston Cowboy Days replay board.
It's a great way to start. How about 11 and 7?
An 11-74 for Hayden.
Sid Peterson, you're going to be up here at number 2.
I'll bring up Sid Peterson next to go.
Hayes Espenshire, you're going to be in the hole. And Bodie Coombs, you're going to be 4-way number 5.
So Keaton Hayden currently in the lead.
Sid Peterson had a 17-44 yesterday, so looking to improve upon that.
Maybe Mr. Hayden as well.
Came in number 3 in the States. Now he sits on top of the leaderboard.
I'm sure they wouldn't know how if Ryan wasn't down there telling them how to do it.
And here's another one. Sid Peterson of Torrington, 17:44 yesterday. He's going to be much quicker today. Oh, and I might have jinxed him a little bit as he struggled with gathering the legs in. 11:74 is the time to beat as he will
Good young man from
walk
Torrington
back
right there, Sid Peterson.
to his horse. And we'll be good. 12-12 for Peterson. That'll put him into second place.
Jackson Phillips, you're going to be up here at number 3.
I'll now bring up Jackson Phillips as our next tie-down roper.
Thanks to Scott Arthur there, cleaning our arena for us.
Jackson had a 22-82 yesterday, so if I remember right, he broke the barrier.
Yep.
Great voice of reason.
Out of Moorcroft.
No kids involved, so we're glad to have him as a
Oh, and another good one. The tie-down ropers are getting it done here today.
great resource that we've had to utilize quite a bit. Scott Arthur, thank you.
Hayden currently in the lead, but this had the have a makings for a challenging run here.
Boys come to tie down this morning.
By the way, Keaton Hayden, your
Cavs here.
new all-around Cowboy leader.
Show what they got.
Phillips. So Phillips in third place right now with that 14-31. This is Hayes Espenscheid. Oh,
Keep going, buddy. You're all right. Keep going. There you go.
took a little bit of a hard hit there.
Lift with your left hand. There you go.
Strings them.
Good job, Hayes. Good job,
And that
buddy.
will stop the clock for Hayes Espenscheid.
Good job, Hayes. 23-45. Good hustle, buddy.
23-45 for Espenscheid.
Good young freshman right there.
Currently puts him in fourth place.
Got a pretty good mama. His dad's a little shady, but his mom's pretty good. Bodie Coombs, you're going to be up here at number
I'll now
5.
bring up Bodie
Chip
Coombs,
Thompson, you're going to be on deck. Adam Dulles, you're going to be in the hole.
who made a move last night into the top 5.
He's got a real good grandma, though.
Out of Wellington, Colorado, impressed everybody last time. Coombs puts it on here. Bodie last night
Senior right here is a great
was
all-around
8th
man.
with a 13:57. Oh, look at this.
Nice
Look out
run.
leaderboard.
Right there. Wellington, Colorado, we're glad to have the Coombs. They've come up for a long time, and we're glad to have them in Wyoming. We told them they can't claim Colorado.
As waiting for the time for Bodie
Great
Coombs.
run here. How about 11-20?
11-20, he's your new leader.
In the tie-down.
So
Chip
Coombs
Thompson, you're gonna be up here at 6th.
with an 11-20. The Colorado man takes the lead for round number 2 in the tie-down roping. Great run by Bodie Coombs. We knew it was fast as soon as he put that one on. That'll drops Keaton Hayden down to second. Our next tie-down roper, it's going to be Trig Thompson.
Trig's out of Cheyenne. Trig had a no time yesterday, so no doubt looking to get a time on the books today.
Trigg Thompson from Cheyenne.
Oh, just missed him.
Fortunately, it's going to be a no time for Thompson.
Well, darn it. You got a cool little athlete there. Not going to work today, but he's got a long career ahead of him.
Oh.
Going to be no time. Adam Bellis, you're up here at number 7.
I'll bring up Adam Bellis, your next tie-down roper.
Adam's out of Buffalo. He also had a no time yesterday, so let's see if he can right the ship today.
Competed well in the boys cutting. Bellis, number 6 in the state in the tie-down roping. Coming into the finals. Here we go. Bellis showing you why he's a top 10 hand right there. Got tough luck on night 1. Won't be the same case on the roping portion. We'll see how the tie goes for Bellis. Nice run there.
I'll tell you, we come to tie down some calves this morning.
Tie-down ropers putting it on here on Friday morning.
You gotta like this. We had
it's gonna be close. We're good. 11:06 for Bellis. He'll go to the lead with a time of 11:06. So we'll update that on the team roping.
This could be fast.
This has got some potential here. Parker chasing that 11:06. Oh, struggles with gathering in the legs. Waiting to see what the time for Parker's going to be.
Good job, Blade. How about a 17:93?
17:93. It looked like he broke the barrier. It looked fast, but he might have gotten a speeding ticket there with 17:93.
There was a reason it was fast.
Yep.
Unit before weight number 12.
That'll now bring up Cody Hayden out of Gillette. Our next cowboy to go.
Cody had a 13:47 yesterday, so looking to move into that 11-second range. Cody will be followed by Jim Coxbill out of Laramie and Royce Breeden out of Carpenter.
As we are having fun on a Friday morning.
Oh, that calf just took a right or left on him, and
wow,
he's still going.
Look at this. This is cowboying up right here. Oh. Fortunately, that's going to be a no time.
Not going to work there. We need to write down that calf. Make sure you know what he is. Jim Coxberry, you're going to be up here at number 10. Royce Breeden, you're going to be on deck. Kate Tyler, you're going to be in the whole kind of Clark. 4-way at 13.
So right now it is Adam Bellis leading the tie-down roping with a 11:06. Go ahead.
Jim Coxbill out of Laramie is looking to improve on a 12:94 from yesterday.
Keaton Hayden is third. Bodie Coombs is second. And, coming down, makes the catch. That was a dismount, the P announcer says. Coxbill
Yes, sir. Good
stops
run.
the clock.
That was a bail off right there. Get on, bud. You got to get on your horse.
Sidwell Peterson sits
Get
in
on, because that's when the time starts.
fourth.
Sorry, I like all these kids. I like to do a little coaching from the announcer stand. We're rooting for all of them. He turned a great run into the 14.74, 3/4 of the way down the arena.
So 14.74 all the way down the arena. That is going to work for Jim Coxbill.
14.74 all the way down there. That was a heck of a run.
That puts him now in 6th. Jackson Phillips in 5th right now. Jim Coxbill moves into 6th place. So on tap for 7.5 points. 7th place is Glade Parker right now with a 17.93.
And here we go with Royce Breeden.
This could be a big run here for Breeden.
Royce Breeden, come on, bud, finish it out. Yes, sir.
Nice run, nice run.
See what the time is.
We come to do some calf roping this morning, boys. This is outstanding. Royce, I think you're going to like it. How about a new leader to 10.75?
A 10.75.
Good run.
As Royce Breeden now goes to the lead.
See you right there. Gabe Thar, the birthday boy from yesterday. You're going to be up here.
10.75 for Breeden.
Right, woman, T. Goodman, Cash Reynolds. You'll finish this out at 16.
With only a few more tie-down ropers left.
Looks to jump on the bandwagon here. Just missed him.
Ugh. It's a shame there.
Well, it's going to be no time this morning for Cade.
No time for Cade.
You're going to be up here at 13, right along there.
Your next tie-down roper.
Kyler had a 28.68 yesterday. I think another broken barrier there. Following Kyler, we'll have Ryder Mormon out of Gillette, Tig Goodman out of Green River, and Kashton Reynolds out of Rosette.
And that will end the tie-down roping here.
Good catch by Kyler.
In the morning.
He's a pretty good coach at home all his life. Good job, buddy.
Even though the rope came off that calf, he still got him tied down.
That is impressive.
Calf got up. Too bad.
Well, it would have been a 13.89. We're going to turn that into a no time. Sorry, Bard, good run.
Puts him into a no time. Unfortunately.
You're going to be up here at 14. Take Goodman, you're going to be on deck. Cash Reynolds. You'll finish this out. Breakaway.
Right, only 2 more ropers remaining.
Casey Jones, Tracy Scogan, Chloe Nichols, and Katie Rice will be your top 5 in the breakaway.
Ryder Mormon out of Gillette had a no time yesterday, but looking to get in the books today.
He's definitely capable of doing just that.
Ryder's trying to get settled in the box back there.
After Mormon, it'll be Kashton Reynolds. Cash took a no time yesterday. Check that. It'll be T. Goodman, then Kashton Reynolds. Mormon, 22 in the States. Trying to make some stuff happen. Here we go. And Mormon with an early catch. The ropers are definitely getting the job done here this evening or this morning. Gathers up the legs, and that's going to be a good time if he's clean at the barrier. to see what the time is. 10:75 by Royce Breeden.
How about a 12 and 64?
12 and 64. And that will put him into 4th place for Ryder Mormon. So that's 10.5 points for Mormon so far. As we get set for our next one, it's Teague Goodman.
From about 10 minutes up the road here in Green River. Teague had a no time yesterday, so see if he can put it on it today. Teague will be followed by Cashton Reynolds out of Rosette, and that'll be our final tie-down calf roper for today.
So we're getting a top 10 put together.
Here we go with Teague. That calf's running on him a little bit. Just missed him.
It's going to be a no time. And now Cash Reynolds will be next to go. One of the best healers in the state.
Katie, Tessa, Grady, Jordan, and Casey Carr will be the top 10.
Right now, only 10 recorded times on the morning performance. Now Cashton Reynolds chasing that 10 and 75 from Royce Breeden.
Cash comes to us from Rosette, Wyoming. See a lot of good cowboys and cowgirls come out of Rosette.
Yep. After this, we'll have the breakaway roping, then the team roping, and then it'll end with the barrel racing here. And performance number 1 of round 2 will be in the books. Cashton Reynolds into the box.
Trying to get his horse settled in that back corner. And get a running start at this calf, but without breaking the barrier.
Reynolds into the corner. Here we go. And, oh, he had the right timing. Just didn't have that one. It's going to be a no time for Cash Reynolds. As we go to the round results here in the tie-down roping. And we have our top 10 going into the evening session. It's Royce Breeden leading it with a 10 and 75. Adam Bellis with an 11.6 second. Bodie Coombs 3rd. Keaton Hayden 4th. Sid Peterson 5th. Ryder Mormon 6th. Jackson Phillips 7th. Jim Coxbill 8th. Glade Parker 9th, and Hayes Espenscheid is 10th with a 23 and 45. When you look at the average, it looks like we have a tie at the top of the average, down to the 100th of a second. Bodie Coombs and Keaton Hayden tied with a 24 and 77 on 2 head.
Exactly the way we want it.
Yep. Time to move on to our breakaway roping. Brought to you by Ready, safety and excellence in industrial services since 1982. And let's look at our breakaway roping state standings coming in to today. And we've got ourselves really kind of a question on Hadley Thompson is how much is she going to, it's not if she wins it, how much could she potentially win it by? Currently up 108-205 over Kaylee Hutchinson. Sydney Odokoven is in 3rd. Sydney Jones is in 4th. So it's going to be a lot of fun there. Keep an eye on Caitlin Vineyard and Dylan Tharr, as well as Brenna Herring and Rayleigh Caldwell now. She could sneak her way into the top 4 before it's all said and done.
We've got another Thompson-Caldwell battle brewing here.
In the round last night. See if we can bring up those round results. In the round last night is Kaylee Hutchinson winning it with a 2:31. Sydney Otokoven was second. Rayleigh Caldwell third. Gracie Hardeman and Hadley Thompson tying for fourth. As we get ready for the breakaway roping.
Today we'll start out with Catherine Vineyard out of Lovell, Casey Jones out of Farson, and Gracie Scogan out of Casper. Catherine had a bit of bad luck yesterday and got a speeding ticket and ended up with a 13 and 15, so she'll, as long as she keeps that back of that barrier, she should be in the 2 to 3 second range.
Catherine Vineyard, number 5 in the States. We'll get us started in the breakaway. Here we go, and she's going to put it on quickly. Good move there by Vineyard.
3 and 53, 3:53 here.
3 and 53 on that one.
3 and 50.
She had a no time yesterday, so see if we can't get her a time today.
Jones, of course, coming to us from Farson.
Here we go.
Jones with a good move there.
That's it. How about a 3:92? 3:92.
3:92 puts her in second place.
Chloe, you're going to be on deck. Kaylee, Tessa, Grady, and Jordan will be the next 6.
I will now bring up Gracie Scogan from Casper. We are next cowgirl in the breakaway roping.
Gracie had a 3 and 67 yesterday, so she'll look to improve on that just a little bit.
Finished 14th in the round. Chasing the lead of Vineyard, which is 3 and 53. After Scogan, it will be Chloe Nichols and Katie Rice and Kaylee Hutchison, your next 3 to go.
Kaylee Hutchinson had that 2 and 31 last night, set the bar.
Oh, and she was trying to go for it again, but just missed that one. Unfortunately, it's going to be a no time for Gracie Scogan. Next up will be Chloe Nichols out of Boulder. Your next breakaway roper.
Chloe had a 3 and 75 yesterday, so she'll look to cut that down just a bit today.
That was good enough for 15th in the round. Especially when you had 6 runs under 3 seconds.
And I think 5 of those were in a row.
Yeah. 3:55, by Vineyard. And this could be big.
Good job, Chloe. 3 and 24. 3:24.
3 and 24 for Nichols, and that'll put her in the lead. So 3 and 24 for Nichols.
Katie Rice out of Buffalo will be next. Katie had a no time yesterday, so we'll see if she can join the club today. A little Georgia at the rodeo works too.
Absolutely. I was just thinking the same thing.
Katie's coming out with a bright pink rope on, so we'll be able to see exactly when she catches that calf. Here we go.
Katie Rice.
This could be a good one, too.
That's a great run for Katie Rice out of Buffalo.
3:22 here, 3:22.
3:22, and by 0.02 of a second, she takes the lead So Rice now to the top of the leaderboard.
Here we've got Kaylee Hutchison, who won yesterday with a 2:31.
So Rice with
spin that horse around one last time in the box and get ready to go here.
So Rice to the front, and this
That
could
was
be another
quick.
one. Where's she at the barriers? The big question.
Well, that's another pretty good one. We're just glad to have this cowgirl with us after this winter. How about a 2.27?
Wow.
2.27.
Good job, cowgirl.
2.27 for Hutchison.
Tessa Sanderson, you're going to be up here number 7. Grady Templeton, you're going to be on
So
that. You're gonna be
2.27
You're going to be 4-way at number 10.
for Hutchison.
Check out that average for her. 4 and 5/8 on 2 hits.
Wow. Where'd she finish in the round yesterday?
First.
And so, yeah, that's how you get it done if you're Hutchison. It's looking like another fast round in the breakaway roping with a whopping 2:27 on top, set by Kaylee Hutchinson, who won the round last night. And unfortunately, it's going to be a no time for Grady Pendleton. Next up, it'll be Jordan Mormon, your next cowgirl up.
Jordan Mormon, you're going to be up here. Casey Carter, Cindy Oakland. You okay, Grady?
Mormon knocking on the door of that top 15 to get into the short go tomorrow. Mormon took a no time in round number 1.
Jordan comes to us from Gillette. I'm sure with all that travel, she'd love to get a time today.
Possibly compete at a national finals at home.
Sleep in your own bed, right?
Yep. There we go. Mormon. She's got the ability. Oh, and just bounces it off of the back of the calf. It's a no time for Mormon. That'll now bring up Casey Carr from Jackson. Carr, number 9 in the state, and was 5th in the round with a 287. Kind of got things rolling a little bit in this one. 287 won't get you the win or the lead today, as that is Hutchinson with a 227, who's won the round yesterday.
Casey was part of that run yesterday where we saw 4 straight 2-second roping.
I believe it was Gracie Hardiman from Wilson who got it started last night. Sydney Odekoven, Hadley Thompson, Rayleigh Caldwell, back to back, coming up in a minute.
Just the way anybody would want to see it.
Of course, Thompson, your number 1 cowgirl in the state in this event.
There's
and
a good catch.
That's a good catch there.
3:18, 3.18, good run.
3.18. That will put her in second place.
You're going to be in the whole court, Lynn Slattery. You'll be 4-way at 14.
So good run there by Casey Carr, puts her in second place. As everybody is chasing the 2:27 from Kaylee Hutchinson, who's really got it going on right now and working where she needs it to go. Sydney Odekoven from Gillette will be the next one to ride.
Sydney had a 2:54 yesterday to place second.
And it'll be no time tonight.
No time, unfortunately, did not go to the calf's head. It's going to be no time here for Sydney.
Chloe Nichols currently sits in fourth place.
You're going to be in the hole, Dylan Thar, 4 away at 15.
We'll have Hadley Thompson up here from Yoder.
It's your number 1 cowgirl in the state, and the way it's looking, though, Kaylee Hutchinson trying to mount a challenge here. What did Hadley do yesterday?
She had a 2:72 yesterday. Quick today.
Oh, here we go.
Another good run. How about a 2:63?
2:63 for Thompson.
Here for Hadley. Good run, cowgirl.
The number 1 cowgirl in this event. And now here's Rayleigh Caldwell, who's been with her step for step.
Takes through 17 of 21.
Puts Hadley Thompson now into second place.
Three 100ths of a second separated Caldwell and Thompson yesterday.
Are we really surprised?
Not with the way this week's going.
Casey Carr now drops down to third place. And Caldwell. Oh boy.
Another good run. How about a 2.98?
2.98 for Caldwell.
We are going to be well represented at Nationals in this event. 2.98 there for Rayleigh. Corlin Slattery, you're going to be up here.
So that 2.98 now puts Caldwell into third place. She was third in the round last night. And now you look at the average, and Kaylee Hutchinson obviously is leading it with a 4.58 on 2 head. That'll now bring Corlin Slattery of Rosette up.
Corlin had a 3.57 last night. Corlin will be followed by Dylan Thar, Camry Davis, and Gracie Hardiman.
Oh, unfortunately, it's a no time for Corlin Slattery. And I'll bring up Dylan Thar, our next breakaway roper.
Dylan Thar comes to us out of Douglas.
Following the breakaway, we will go into the team roping.
Looking to improve on a no time from last night. Dylan's followed by Camry Davis out of Buffalo, Gracie Hardiman out of Wilson, and Carly Peterson out of Buffalo as well.
Don't want to miss any of the action here at the state finals rodeo. So we are slowly but surely putting together a top 10 before the evening performance. Here in the breakaway roping.
Looks like Dylan had the same idea as you today in wearing the pink shirt.
Hey, better late than never. And unfortunately a no time for Dylan Thar out of Douglas. Will now set up the stage for Camry Davis out of Buffalo. Will be our next tie-down roper to go.
Camry had a no time yesterday, and we'll see if she can get that righted today. Camry will be followed by Grace Hardiman out of Wilson, Carly Peterson out of Buffalo, and Abigail Olson out of Sheridan. And the last breakaway will be Sydney Jones from Farson.
Only 8 recorded times so far in performance number 1.
There's a good one.
And there we got our 9th one. It was a great job there by Camry Davis.
Another good run, 2:62. Good job, Camry.
2:62. That will put her into second place by 1/100th of a second over Hadley Thompson. How about that? So we got ourselves a great breakaway roping happening here today, as that will now bring up Gracie Hardiman of Jackson. She was part of that whole deal that got the 2-run situation going.
She came up with a 2:72 yesterday, and it looks like another quick one here.
Another good run. Gracie, how about a 2:64?
2:64. That'll put her in there as well.
Carly, you're going to be up here at 18.
So at 2:64, that'll put her into 4th place. So Gracie Hardiman into 4th place. Pretty good average for Gracie as well.
Bring up Carly Peterson out of Buffalo. She had a 3:08 yesterday, so she'll be looking to be sub-3 today.
And
Great
another
run.
good time.
Well, another 2. How about a 2:95?
2:95
Man, you're going to have to be 2
for Carly Peterson. Abigail Olson will be next.
What an outstanding set this morning we've had. Really fun to watch these girls. Abigail Olson, you're going to be up here at 19.
Just like that, we have Catherine Vineyard into 10th place. Carly Peterson into 5th place after that time. So
Abigail Olson right now. That cap's really running on her. Just misses it.
Unfortunately, that is a
no time here at 19.
no time.
You're going to be up here at 20. Sydney Jones, you're going to be on deck. That'll finish us out. Team ropers. Get it on your mind. Royce and Kyler, you're going to be out first. Brennan, Casey, Grady, and Jim, Jason, Caden, Keaton, and Austin will be your top 5 in the team roping.
Melanie Vigorin out of Pavilion will be up next. And the last one for today, Sydney Jones out of Farson.
So the breakaway roping coming to an end.
Well, it's going to be in no time here at 20. Well, Sydney Jones, we're looking for you at number 21. You'll finish out the first.
And it's a no time for.
Set here of the breakaway ropers. We're going to move right into team roping.
I was. Like Sydney Odakoven. No, who was that last tie down? Or
That was
breakaway
Melanie
roper?
Vigorin.
Vigorin. So now Sydney Jones, our final performer here in performance number 1. And this is going to be a good time as well.
2:97, 2:97.
2:97.
About that average. Good job, girl. You know,
Pretty good average for her, 5 and 9 flat. And a 2 and 97.
Welcome to the team roping. Royce Breed and Kyler Clark. You're going to be out number 1. Brenna Harry and Casey Kosmicki. You're going to be on net ready.
As we get ready for the team roping.
You're going to be in the hole and 4
But that 2 and 97 will put her into Sydney Jones.
2 and 97 puts her into 6th.
6th place. Let's go ahead and give you our results from performance number 1. And Kaylee Hutchison won round 1. She has the lead in round number 2 with an even faster time, 2 and 27. Camry Davis 2nd, Hadley Thompson 3rd, Gracie Hardiman 4th, Carly Peterson 5th, Sydney Jones 6th, Rayleigh Caldwell 7th, Casey Carr 8th, Katie Rice 9th, and Chloe Nichols rounds out your top 10. As we get set for the team roping, brought to you by Cowboy State Realty. With unparalleled industry knowledge, experience, and local expertise, Cowboy State Realty offers the Southwest Wyoming real estate experience you've been looking for. Give us a call today, 307-200-4332 today.
Our 2023 Junior High National Qualifier Coat sponsors.
Team roping will start out with Breed and Royce and Clark Kyler out of Carpenter and Yoder, respectively, followed by Brenna Herring and Casey Kosmicki out of Veteran and Yoder, Grady Pendleton and Jim Coxbill out of Manila and Laramie.
Got the barriers coming up. Royce Breed and Kyler Clark. You're going to be up here at number 1.
So 16 team roping teams. To get this one going.
Only had 4 times yesterday, so we'll look to improve on that one. Good head catch.
And looking to clean that one up. Great job by Kyler Clark.
Good run here, boys. Heck of a heel move there, Kyler.
And a great run there to start it out, 8 and 58.
Brent Harry and Jason Kosmicki are going to be up here at number 2.
For
Grady and Jim, Jason Keaton and Austin, Sydney and Haley.
8 and 58 for Kyler Royce Breeden and Kyler Clark. Breeden, your tie-down leader at the moment here in performance number 1.
Up next, we'll have Brenna Herring and Casey Kosmicki.
So an 8 and 58 by Breeden and Clark leads the team roping. One with a 7 and 19 by Larson and Reynolds in round number 1. This will now bring up Brenna Herring and Casey Kosmicki, Veteran and Yoder. And they dressed matching, but unfortunately can't get that going. It'll be a no time for those two. Next up, it'll be Grady Pendleton and Jim Coxbill.
Number 7 and about 5 away.
Pendleton and Coxbill took a no time last night. 8 and 59 by Breeden and Clark is your top mark here in round number 2.
Grady comes to us from Manila, which is just a hop, skip, and a jump away.
Yep. Grady. Good head catch. Now Coxbill looking to clean it up. It's that to go. Oh, but it's going to be one hind foot. So it'll be plus 5, 16:08 the time for Coxbill and Pendleton. Pendleton and Coxbill. Next up will be Jace Wilson and Caden Rankin will be next to go.
Jason and Caden both come to us from Gillette. They'll be followed by Sydney Odukoven out of Gillette with Haley Finner out of Moorcroft. Glade Parker out of Laramie and Grady Longwell from Evansville.
No time last time. Jace Wilson and Caden Rankin from Gillette will be your next team to go. No time. So trying to get into a good situation here. And here we go. Unfortunately, it's going to be a no time for the Gillette boys.
Well, we're going to be no time here at number 4. Keaton Hayden and Austin Pixie are going to be here at 5. Cindy Otico and Haley Fenner. You're going to be
I'll now bring up Keaton Hayden and Austin Pixley, our next team roping team. Keaton Hayden, your new all-around Cowboy leader after last night's events tally.
This team came in second last night with a 7-6-0.
Here we go. Hayden with a good head catch there. Pixley looking to clean it up. And how it looked clean, but the steer just stepped out of the loop. And that's going to be a 5-second penalty for those guys. We'll find out what the time is. 15 and 45 for them.
Clayton Gray, Casey, and Connor Sage and Gatlin. He'll be forward at number 9.
So 15 and 45. That'll now bring up Sydney Ovakoven and Haley Fenner. Ovakoven out of Gillette, Haley Fenner from Moorcroft. Still the top mark is that 8 and 58 by Breeden and Clark. And trying to get that one on there was Otakoven. She gets it. Now a chance here for Fenner. And she lost the dally. She didn't. She is able to finish it up. Confused by the rope that was on there. 21 and 11 for them. That'll now bring up Glade Parker and Grady Longwell, Laramie and Evansville for these two. Trying to back into that box. Glade Parker, the header, is going to be responsible for the barrier. We talked about it a little bit last night. Inside that timed event chute is a leash and collar type situation that they put around the neck of the steer or the calf. It's a broken collar, though, and held together by a thin piece of string. When that steer runs out of the chute and runs far enough to break the string on that, then the barrier, which is that rope with the flag stretched across the roper's box, will release. If you break the barrier or leave the roper's box before that head start is given to the stock, it's a 10-second penalty. Here comes Glade Parker. Unfortunately, it's a no time for Parker and Longwell.
You're going to be up here at number 8. Sage Romero, Gatlin Pendleton. You're going to be on deck. Casey Johns, Ryder Walton. You're going to be in the hole. Sid Peterson.
That'll now bring up Tacey Jones and Connor Weiss Farson for this team.
Got the arena running like a well-tuned machine.
As we get ready here. After the team roping, we'll have 21 barrel racers. And then that will end our morning performance. Here we go. Jones trying to get out there and get the head catch. Unfortunately, it's going to be a no time.
Well, it's going to be no time here.
That'll bring up Sage Romero and Grady Pendleton Pendleton, excuse me. Rock Springs and Manila, so two kind of hometown, one definite hometown Cowboy, but Manila not very far from here at all either. But that 8-58 by Royce Breeden and Kyler Clark. First team out, holding up pretty well.
Put them in third so far for the 2 days.
Right now in second place, it's Keaton Hayden and Austin Pixley with a 15-45. And the only other time we have is a 21-11 from Sydney Otokoven and Haley Fenner. And a 16-08 from Grady Pendleton and Jim Coxbill. And we got another time here. How about that?
Hey, boys. How about an 8-01? How about an
8-01 Romero and Pendleton
8-01.
go to the lead.
Good run. Casey John, Ryder Mormon, they're going to be up here at 10. Sid and Jace, you're going to be on deck. Katie and Carter, Cam and Kale. Abby and Cody, McCoy.
So, how about that run there, Mr. Matt Petrie?
Nothing at all to complain about there.
Mayfield, Torrington and Midwest. Mayfield number 2 in the all-around Cowboy race right now. On the Heelan side, they took a no time last night.
I would expect with Jace Mayfield on that team, we'll see a time today.
Mayfield on the Heelan side. Peterson gets on a good head catch here. Now sets it up for Mayfield. How about that?
Right there. Good run, boys. 7-14.
7-14. Wow, that's the fastest run of the rodeo so far. Great job by both of those young men.
Better than your old daddy. Katie Hutchinson, Carter Hutchinson. You two are going to be up here at number
7-14 as Peterson and number 2, Kale Espenscheid sits number 2 as well. So this is your number 2 team in the States.
They had a 13-03 yesterday, so going to need to be a little bit faster today.
And this is why they're one of the top teams. Can you clean it up? Yeah!
There we go. Good round, boys. 8 flat. 8 double
8
0.
flat
0-0
for them.
Good healing, Kale. Addie Grimes and Cody Hayden, you're going to be up here at 14. McCoy Jet Longwell. Hadley and Asa, you'll finish this out. Then we'll move into the barrel racing.
And that is a heck of a run there. So 8 flat for Cam Johnson and Kale Espenscheid. That'll now bring up Addison Greemsman and Cody Hayden. Will be your next to go. And a throw there goes no time for Greemsman and Hayden. That'll now bring up McCoy and Jet Longwell.
You'll finish this out at 16, and we'll move to the barrel race.
McCoy and Jet Longwell, your next team to go. That'll be Hadley Thompson and Asa Pixley, the final team here in the team roping. No time for the team from Thermopolis last night, but a reach there by McCoy Longwell. Matt, that was a good attempt at a head catch there, but just couldn't put it on.
Just a little bit long.
And now we have Asa Pixley, or Hadley Thompson and Asa Pixley, our next team Hadley Thompson and Pixley, 8th in the round yesterday.
And a 13-2 yesterday.
13-2 would put them in 6th place in the round right now.
I'm sure they'd like to cut that in half today.
Yeah. And here comes Thompson going for that catch. Nice job there. Now turns it around. Pixley to clean it up. Oh! Unfortunately, it's going to be a no time to end the tie down or the team roping. So let's go ahead and take a look at our final results. Or not final results, but the current results going into the end of the performance. Brought to you by Ready. Sid Peterson and Jace Mayfield lead with a 7-14. Cam Johnson second with an 8 flat. Sage Romero by 1/100th of a second. And Gatlin Pendleton 8:01. Royce Breeden and Kyler Clark with an 8:58. Matt, we have got 4 teams under the 9-second mark.
I'm impressed at that 7 today.
Yeah.
You know, they came from a no time yesterday into a 7 today, and you know, it shows anybody can come into a round and win it.
Our barrel racing is next, and it's brought to you by Uinta Boces #1. What are you waiting for? Uinta Boces #1 in Evanston, Wyoming offers college and career readiness classes on-site and online. Visit Uinta Boces #1 at uintaeducation.org. The barrel racing is next. Let's go ahead and show you our barrel racing state standings right now. And look at this. Jordan Mormon and Hadley Thompson in a battle for the barrel racing title. Only 5 points separating the top two. Abigail Olson sits third with 97. Shada Lesmeister so far pretty solid in that number 4 spot, but Dylan Thaw already jumped 1 spot last night. Has a chance to jump another spot tonight when this round is over as we get ready for the barrel racing. Right now,
4 or 5 runs in the 17-second range yesterday, so we'll
kicking things off in the barrels, it's going to be Chloe Nichols.
We are chasing a dream. One that tests our grit, our faith, our courage. This dream calls us. It unites us. Here's to those who lead this life.
Chloe Nichols to kick off our barrel racing, brought to you by Uinta Boces. And Matt, we talked about it in the barrel racing state standings. We got a race between Jordan Mormon and Hadley Thompson. Looking at the order for today. Mormon will run to this morning. Thompson.
Oh, here we are out with Chloe.
Yep, here we go already with Chloe Nichols. Of course, Chloe coming to us from Boulder.
Chloe had a 17:824 yesterday.
And she's clean through 3. Here she comes towards the finish. And how about a time?
How about a 17?
Whoa! 17:451. Fastest time of the rodeo so far. And now Chloe Nichols comes out and says, hey, chase this.
Quit talking about Hadley and Rayleigh and start talking about Chloe.
Let's talk about Tiana Jelovich of Gillette, but looks like we're going to drag first. But, yeah, how about that run there by Chloe Nichols? She goes into the lead, 7th in the round last night. And in the state championship picture, she's 5th, so she can definitely make some moves there.
And you got to love her average with a 17.824 last night and a 17.451 today.
Yep. So Tiana Jelovic will be next to go. Jelovic took a no time breaking the pattern last night. In the pole bending, we're missing a time for Ireland. Let me double check it, make sure I'm right on this. But in the pole bending, we're missing a time for Ireland Campbell. We're going to talk with the association this afternoon and get that time before we go on the air tonight. But, man, 20 barrel racers left, and we're going to have fun here this morning and invite you to join us tonight at 5:30 p.m. pre-performance. And actually, we're going to maybe be on the air a little bit early. I'm going to double-check the things for that real quick. Yeah, we're going to be on the air at 5:15 tonight as the seniors will be recognized. So, you know what? We just might have an hour-long pre-performance. Get on the air at 5. See the queen. The queen will be crowned at 5 o'clock. The seniors will be recognized at 5:15. So we're going to be on the air at 5 o'clock tonight.
I'm good with that. Are you?
Yep, I'm good with it. Tiana Jolovic will be next to go. Jolovic comes in trying to get some points here. Possibly her final barrel racing run of the season. Would love to go out.
Let's get her down into that 17-second run.
Yeah. All in a massive 17.451 leads as Jelovic will come here. Go around the first. Directs it around the second. Jelovic looking pretty clean here from Gillette. Now kicks it up and goes across the beam. What's the time going to be? 18:33.4 for Jelovic. 3:34. That'll bring up Adeline Norstegard from Gillette. Will be our next cowgirl to go. Your 2023 girls cutting state champion, so she's already going. And 13th in the state right now, so trying to hang on to that position to go to the short go tomorrow. Great turnaround barrel number 1. Now looking to go towards number 2. Sets it up and moves towards 3. Jelovic was a 27.994 last night. She'll be faster this morning.
Great run here. How about a 17.609?
17.609 goes into second place on the round. How about that?
Great run for her.
That'll now bring up Molly Allen from Cheyenne. Molly,
thank you.
Trying to
Molly Allen, we're looking for you, number 4.
have a good
She'll be in the hole.
finish to her season here at the state finals.
Molly had a 19.344 last night, so she'll look to improve on that just a little bit.
As Molly Allen from Cheyenne will be our 4th of 21 barrel racers. Here she comes. Around 1. Sets up, directs it around 2. Now heading for the 3rd and final barrel. gets that done, kicks it and sends it home. And Molly Allen, her time coming in, 18.950. I'll now bring up Catherine Weiss from Farson.
After the drag is going to be Shayna Jordan.
Weiss, number 16 in the state, needs to jump one spot to keep her season alive. And yesterday took a no time, so big run here for Catherine Weiss.
A little stutter around that first barrel.
Brings it around the second barrel. Now eyes that third. Ew, brush that one. Great job to keep that one standing. And she'll stop the clock. But, man, 18.932. Check it out on the replay board as she comes around barrel number 2 and leaves that third one standing. Great job by Catherine Weiss. Riley Griffiths from Wheatland will be next to go. Riley just outside the top 20 in the state right now. Took a no time last night. Everybody's chasing, though, the fastest time of the week with a 17.451, and the average looking very kind to Chloe Nichols with a 35.275.
Tipped that first barrel there for Riley.
Well, she'll definitely.
Nice turn around the last barrel, though.
Yep. Add 5s for Riley.
Great run of a 17.860. We're going to have to add 5 for a
22.860. And now they'll bring up Shada Lesmeister.
Audrey and Rosalind will take us through 11.
Shada coming in, the number 4 cowgirl in the state, as we'll go ahead and drag. So right now it's still Chloe Nichols leading it with a 17.541. In second place, Adeline Norstegard with a 17.609. So she's on the hook for 13.5 points. In third place, it's Tiana Jalovic. Right now with 12 points holding. Catherine Weiss sits in fourth place. And in fifth place, you have Molly Allen.
The 2023 Wyoming High School State Finals personnel.
And in sixth place right now, as we only have 6 recorded times, Riley Griffiths. So that is your times at the drag right now. It's going to be tough for to beat, but Chloe Nichols with a massive time, 17.451. But Shada Lesmeister of Rosette, number 5 last night, and number 4 in the state. So right now she is looking at a championship qualifying spot. We'll see what Shada has after the drag.
Shada had a 17.690 last night. Of course, she's followed by Jordan Mormon out of Gillette, who had a 17.716.
So Chloe Nichols, though, with a 17.451. The first run out in round number 2. And she has definitely been impressive.
Might as well set the bar with the first run of the day.
Yeah. As they're dragging right now, Shada Lesmeister, Jordan Mormon, the number 1 cowgirl in the state, Adriana Hope Fowler, Audrey Kremer, Rosalind Heron, and Aislinn Vroman, and then they'll drag once again. But the number 4, the number 1 cowgirls, the next 2 to come.
Little competition there.
Here we go. Shada Lesmeister will be the next barrel racer to come. And here she goes. Lesmeister good around 1. Now heads up, goes for 2. Nice job grabbing the saddle horn, directing that horse around the barrel. Coming around that 3rd. She's clean. Now a big chance for Lesmeister. Here she comes. Is it fast enough? 17.451.
Wow, how about a great run here? New leader. How about a 17?
Yes!
4.48.
17.448 for Shada Lesmeister. Run there for Shada. Now here's your number 1 cowgirl in the state, Jordan Mormon. Mormon going to take a run at that top time at 17.448, just set by Lesmeister. Jordan Mormon into 4th. She was 6th in the round yesterday. And now here's Audrey Kremer. Kremer, 8th, or check that, 19th in the round. And 11th in the state.
18.446.
18.446 for Kremer. That'll put her into
Melanie Vagora and Tacey Jones, Cedar Stewart, Brenna Herring.
18.446. That will put her into 6th place. I'll now bring up Rosalind Heron out of Gillette. Your next cowgirl to go. Heron, 21, first fastest yesterday. Trying to get into that top 15, and so far so good for Heron. Gets through the barrel, now sends it home. 18.038. That's going to put her in 5th place. I'll now bring up Aislinn Vroman from Riverton. Aislinn, number 19 in the state, trying to make some type of move into the number 15th, and will drag before her. She's currently she was number 9 in the round. So now it is Shada Lesmeister on top of the leaderboard. In 2nd place, it is Chloe Nichols. Actually, Matt, if you want to go ahead and read off our top times right, our top 10 right now.
You bet. Adeline Norsgaard is next with a 17.609. Followed by Jordan Mormon at a 17.728. Rosalind Heron comes in at just over 18 at 18.038. Tiana Jolovich with an 18.334. Audrey Kramer with an 18.446. Catherine Weiss with an 18.932. Molly Allen out of Cheyenne with an 18.950. And Riley Griffiths out of Wheatland with a 22.860. So let's see, 1/100th of a second, less than that, is separates first from second right now. 0.2 of a second separates first from third.
So you heard it here first. It's a very close barrel race, and you wouldn't have it any other way.
Absolutely not. Coming up here after the break, we'll have Aislinn Vroman. She had a 17.936 yesterday. She's out of Riverton. Followed by Melanie Vergoren, who had an 18.379 out of Pavilion. We'll see if Tacey runs today. She did not yesterday. Tacey Jones out of Farson. Cedar Stewart out of Big Piney with an 18.949 yesterday.
So that is the next ones to go.
Towards the end of this round, we'll see Abigail Olson out of Sheridan, who had a 17.540 yesterday. And, of course, Rayleigh Caldwell, who had a 17.557. So I'm not sure Shada Lesmeister should sit easy yet.
70 years worth. The AQHA is also our national sponsor. The largest.
I think you're absolutely right. And we still have a whole nother performance tonight before we can talk about anything kind of happening for any of these Cowgirls. Aislinn Vroman from Riverton will be next to go.
Here she goes. Clean around 1.
9th fastest in round number 1. So picked up some points, would love to continue that momentum, and she's got a chance. Vroman sending it towards the finish line. 18-0-17. That will put her into 5th place. Great run there by Vroman. Next up will be Melanie Vigorin. Vigorin 16th fastest with an 18.379 in round number 1. Gets around 1 now. Calms it down, sends it around barrel number 2. Heads towards the top and is able to bring that one towards the finish. Vigorin from Pavilion. Waiting for the time.
Well, good run here, 18-0-21.
18-0-21, and that will put her into 6th. Casey Jones didn't run yesterday, as you mentioned. Or no, she did run. 18-0-89, 11th fastest, just outside of getting points in the round. Would love to clean that up a little bit. Nice tight turnaround barrel number 2. Jones clean through 3. And she will stop the clock. 17.683. That'll put her into 4th place. Cedar Stewart will be next to go. 18.949 for her last time. Good enough for 24th fastest, and unfortunately she's going to get a similar time as she bumps barrel number 1. Clean around 2. And now picks it up, heading home after barrel number 3.
Well, we're going to have 5 here. It's going to be a 23.392.
23.392 for Cedar Stewart's. Next up will be Brenna Herring, 18.551 in round number 1. Not a veteran. Fast enough for the 18th fastest spot last time. Herring 14th in the state, trying to hang on to continue a similar position so she can be in that short go tomorrow. Herring's clean, headed towards the finish.
We're going to be 18.396.
18.396 for Herring.
Well, we're going to take the barrels down. We're going to get it drugged up one more time.
So,
Abigail Ray.
Shayla Lesmeyer still leads it. Chloe Nichols still in 2nd place. Adeline Estergaard still in 3rd. Tacey Jones, though, interrupting the top, moving herself into 4th place. Great job by her. In 5th place, it's Jordan Mormon. So she will be looking good there. Why don't you go through the rest of the top 10 for us, 6 through 10.
Roman with an 18.017. Melanie Vigorin with an 18.021. Rosalind Heron came in with an 18.038. Tiana Jolovich is sitting with an 18.334. Brenna Herring comes in with an 18.396. Audrey Kremer out of Cody with an 18.446. Catherine Weiss out of Farson with an 18.932. Molly Allen with an 18.95. And Riley Griffiths with a 22.86.
Those are your top 10.
After we get done with the rake here, we'll have Camry Davis out of Buffalo, Jada Graves out of Wheatland, Abigail Olson from Sheridan, Rayleigh Caldwell out of Gillette, and the last barrel racer today will be Morgan Watts out of Eden.
So, that's how that looks there.
We've got 5 left today, so this should be our last rake.
Tiana Jelovich in 9th right now, trying to hang on to a points position. On the bubble right now, as you mentioned, in 10th, Brenna Herring with an 18.396.
Coming up in these last 5 cowgirls, we've got Abigail Olson, who ran a 17.540 yesterday. Rayleigh Caldwell that came in with 17.557, so definite challengers for the top spot here.
Official Western retailer of the WHSRA.
So
all right, looks like we're just about set for the final 5.
Yep. And of course, that will start with Camry Davis, Jada Graves, Abigail Olson, Riley Caldwell, and Morgan Watts.
Here we go with Camry.
So Camry Davis coming from Buffalo, clean through 2. Sets it up and sends it. And we'll get a good time here.
Well, we're going to be 18.498.
18.498. I will place her outside the top 10. Now we got Jada Graves next up.
Jada had an 18.739 yesterday. Jada will be followed by Abigail Olson, Rayleigh Caldwell, and Morgan Watts to wrap it up.
Jada comes in just outside of the top 20. Oh, and takes that turn a little bit tight. It's going to be a +5 for her.
+10 on the 3rd barrel.
That's a shame. And Jada Graves will unfortunately take a 10-second penalty. Next up, it's going to be Abigail Olson, number 3 in the state and number 1 in round number 1, chasing a 17.448. This is a young lady that can upset the standings right now. Number 1 in the round, number 3 in the state, after making some moves yesterday.
She's going to have to be a little faster today to take over that number 1 spot again.
Won the round with a
17.540.
Thank you. Olson, good tight turnaround 1. Sets up number 2. She's good there. Heading for 3. And now she sends it home. Olson, 17.448. Is she going to get there?
Well, how about another new leader?
Yes!
17.273.
17.273 for Abigail Olson. And Jordan Mormon, She was third last time. 18-106.
You'll finish out this morning's performance.
And that puts her in 7th place. I'll bring up Morgan Watts, 23rd in the state. Our final competitor in performance number 1, 15th last night. Watts good through 2. Sets up and heads for 3. And she finishes performance number 1.
We're going to be 18-181.
18-181.
That's exactly the score she had yesterday.
Well, she's consistent. A great job. But Abigail Olson also consistent. Takes the lead as we will go ahead and get you those final results in the barrel racing.
National anthem. We'll be right back with you at 6 o'clock.
Abigail Olson wins it, or takes the lead with a 17-273.
All the vendors around here and all the local.
Shayda Lesmeister currently second with a 17-448. Chloe Nichols third. Adeline Norstegard fourth. Tacey Jones fifth. Jordan Warman sixth. Aislinn Vroman 7. Melanie Vagorin 8th. Rosalind Heron 9th. Rayleigh Caldwell is 10th. But you look at the average right now, and it's very obvious who's leading it. It's Abigail Olson. 17-540 and a 17-273 on the 2 head.
Total of 34,813. That's going to be tough to beat.
We're going to go ahead and take a break. When we come back, we'll have our post-performance program. You're tuned in to the 2023 WHSRA State Finals Rodeo, live on mylocalradio.com, on demand on the Cowboy Channel Plus app, and brought to you by Addicted Power Sports.
We are chasing a dream, one that tests our grit, our faith, our courage. This dream calls us. It unites us. Here's to those who lead this life.
Post-performance program, round number 2, performance number 1, brought to you by Jimmy John's, where fast and fresh meets. Jimmy John's in Evanston, Evanston, Gillette, Sheridan, and right here in our host city of Rock Springs. As we go ahead and give you our scoreboard here, and we'll kick it off with the pole bending from today. Caitlin Moore leads it with a 20-07. Hadley Thompson 26-5-2. Both of those two young ladies knocked over barrels in round number 1, but we knew they'd bounce back, and boy did they ever.
There was no doubt they were coming back today.
Shayda Lesmeister in 3rd, Carly Peterson in 4th, Jada Graves in 5th, Jordan Morman in 6th, Ireland Campbell 7th, Cadence Bartlett in 8th, Tally Engel in 9th, and Aislinn Vroman is the bubble for earning points as she sits in 10th with a 26.067. Moving on to the goat tying. Right now it's Casey Carr with a 7-35 in the lead. Morgan Watts with a 7.79. Rosalind Heron with an 8.48. Caitlin Moore in 4th. Grady Pendleton in 5th. Abigail Olson in 6th. Aislinn Vroman in 7th. Carly Peterson in 8th. And Devlin Cole in 9th. But still to come, the two young ladies that are battling out for the state title. Only a point and a half separates Hadley Thompson from Rayleigh Caldwell. We'll see them both in the evening performance.
You know, if those two have similar runs this afternoon, they will lead the average by about 5 seconds, which is a huge amount of time.
In the tie-down roping, Royce Breeden has the lead going into the evening performance with a 10:75. Adam Bellis is second with an 11:06. Bodie Coombs is third with an 11:2. Keaton Hayden fourth with an 11:74. Sidwell Peterson fifth. Ryder Mormon sixth. Jackson Phillips seventh. Jim Coxbill eighth. Glade Parker ninth. Hayes Eschbenscheid wraps up the top 10 with a bubble time of 23:45. But the tie-down ropers putting on a show this morning.
Absolutely, you know, and we saw Keaton Hayden earlier in the week, but he's a cowboy to keep your eye on through tomorrow afternoon.
And the breakaway roping was no exception. Kaylee Hutchison, winner of round one, has the lead going into the evening performance with a 2.27. Camry Davis 2.62, a hundredth faster than Adley Thompson at 2.63. Gracie Hardiman 2.64. Carly Peterson is fifth. Sydney Jones is sixth. Rayleigh Caldwell seventh. Casey Carr eighth. Katie Rice ninth. And Chloe Nichols, the bubble is a 3.24.
For the average, Kaylee Hutchison has set her up herself well with 4.58 on two head.
In the next event, which was the team roping, a 7-14 for Sid Peterson and Jason Mayfield after taking a no time last night. They come up and put on a time very similar to the winning time from round number one. 8 flat for Cam Johnson. Sage Romero is 8:01, so another hundredth of a second type victory. Then you've got Royce Breeden and Kyler Clark, Kaysen Gines and Ryder Mormon, Keaton Hayden and Austin Pixley, Grady Pendleton, and Jim Coxbill, Sydney Odekoven and Haley Fenner. Brenna Herring and Casey Kosmicki are as a no time, so only 8 times right now. So anybody can get in and get some points in the evening.
You know, this was a good sign, though. This flight of team roping, sorry. Yesterday we only had 4 times, and we doubled that to 8 today.
And in the barrel racing, Abigail Olson won round number 1. She leads round number 2, 17:273, the fastest time we've seen all week. But before that, Shada Lesmeister had the fastest time we'd seen all week with a 17:448, a 17:451 in the third place. The number 1 cowgirl in the state, Jordan Mormon, currently sits in 6th. Still to come, though, is Hadley Thompson later on tonight. The bubble time is Rayleigh Caldwell with a 18:106.
Sheridan's Abigail Olson has set the bar high with a 17:540 yesterday and a 17:273 today.
And that is going to do it for our post-performance wrap-up, post-performance program here for round number 2, performance number 1. Invite you to join us tonight at 5 o'clock. We'll be live for the Queen crowning ceremony for the WHSRA. Then we will have the senior honors at 5:15. And then at 6 o'clock, it'll be the start of performance number 2 of round number 2. A big thank you to our headline sponsor, Addicted Power Sports. And a thank you to our camera person, Dennis Bedwell. A big thank you to my broadcast partner, Mr. Matt Petrie. Thank you to each and every one of you for tuning in. My name is Elan, and this has been the 2023 WHSRA State Finals Rodeo, live on mylocalradio.com, on demand on the Cowboy Channel Plus app, presented by Addicted Power Sports. Thank you guys so much. Have a wonderful afternoon, and we'll see you tonight at 5.
The proceeding has been a wholly owned production of mylocalradio.com and Cook Brothers Broadcasting, LLC, no portion of which may be used or rebroadcast without the express written consent of Cook Brothers Broadcasting, LLC. Thank you for joining us for this sports presentation on mylocalradio.com.